Welcome to Wrestling Throne, a place where the pulse of professional wrestling never stops beating and where every backstage whisper, every sudden shift in creative direction, and every unexpected reaction matters more than ever. Today, the WWE universe finds itself buzzing once again, because reports suggest that CM Punk's direction inside WWE has changed, and the reaction behind the scenes has been anything but quiet. This isn't just another minor tweak in a storyline or a short-term adjustment made on the fly. This feels bigger, deeper, and far more telling about where WWE sees CM Punk fitting into its evolving landscape right now. For a man whose career has been defined by controversy, unpredictability, and an almost unmatched emotional connection with fans, any change involving CM Punk automatically becomes a major talking point. And according to those close to the situation, today marked a turning point that many inside the company did not see coming. From the moment CM Punk made his shocking return to WWE, expectations were sky high. Fans wondered how he would be used, who he would feud with, and whether the company could truly harness the intensity and authenticity that made Punk one of the most compelling figures of his generation. Initially, the direction seemed clear enough. Punk was positioned as a major attraction, someone whose presence alone could elevate segments, ratings, and live crowd reactions. There was a sense that WWE wanted to carefully balance nostalgia with relevance, allowing Punk to be the voice of experience while still presenting him as a credible, dangerous competitor. But wrestling, as it always does, has a way of changing course when circumstances shift, reactions evolve, or internal priorities realign. According to reports circulating backstage, today's change in direction came after a series of discussions that involved creative leadership, talent relations, and those directly working with Punk onscreen. The word making the rounds is that WWE has reassessed how Punk fits into the bigger picture heading into the next stretch of major events. While nothing in wrestling is ever truly set in stone, sources suggest that this wasn't a last-minute panic move, but rather a calculated decision based on multiple factors. Crowd reactions, locker room dynamics, long-term storytelling goals, and even merchandise performance are all said to have played a role in shaping this updated vision for CM Punk. One of the most interesting aspects of this reported change is how it has been received backstage. Reactions have reportedly ranged from surprise to cautious optimism, with some talents feeling energized by the new possibilities this shift could create. CM Punk has always been a polarizing figure in any locker room he's been part of. Some respect his mind for the business and his willingness to speak his truth, while others remain wary, remembering past conflicts and controversies. That history makes any decision involving Punk especially delicate, and WWE officials are well aware that how they handle him can influence morale just as much as it influences storylines. Those close to the situation say that Punk himself was informed directly and professionally, with clear communication about what the company now expects from him moving forward. This alone is notable, as it signals an effort to keep things transparent and avoid misunderstandings that could escalate into public issues. Punk's reaction, according to insiders, was calm and thoughtful. He reportedly asked questions, offered input, and showed a willingness to adapt, something that some people backstage found encouraging. Whether this reflects a genuine shift in attitude or simply a professional approach remains a topic of debate, but the immediate response appears to have been constructive rather than confrontational. Creative-wise, the new direction is said to focus more heavily on long-term storytelling rather than short-term shock value. Instead of rushing Punk into explosive feuds simply for the sake of headlines, WWE is reportedly considering a slower burn, allowing tension to build naturally over time. This could involve deeper character work, more layered promos, and rivalries that feel personal rather than manufactured. For a performer like CM Punk, whose greatest strength has always been his ability to blur the line between reality and fiction, this approach makes a lot of sense. It gives him room to speak, to provoke thought, and to draw fans into a story that feels meaningful. Backstage reactions to this storytelling shift have been largely positive, especially among those who value cohesive narratives over abrupt swerves. Some talents believe that giving Punk more space to tell a story could elevate everyone involved, creating programs that resonate beyond just one match or one night. Others, however, are reportedly cautious, pointing out that long-term plans involving Punk have fallen apart before, often due to injuries, creative disagreements, or external controversies. That history has made some people hesitant to fully invest emotionally until they see this new direction actually play out on television. Another factor influencing the change is said to be the broader WWE landscape. With a roster stacked with talent and multiple rising stars looking for their moment, WWE must constantly balance star power with opportunity. CM Punk's presence inevitably takes up oxygen, and creative decisions around him can affect multiple divisions and storylines. By refining his role and direction, WWE may be trying to ensure that Punk enhances the product without overshadowing others unnecessarily. This balancing act is one of the toughest challenges in wrestling, and it's something WWE has struggled with in the past when dealing with megastars. There is also talk that fan feedback played a significant role in today's reported change. WWE is more plugged into audience reactions than ever before, analyzing social media trends, live crowd responses, and viewership patterns. While CM Punk remains immensely popular, there have been mixed reactions to certain creative choices involving him. Some fans have wanted more edge, more unpredictability, while others have expressed fatigue with recycled narratives or unresolved tensions. By adjusting Punk's direction, WWE may be responding directly to these signals, attempting to give fans something that feels fresh while still honoring what makes Punk special. The locker room response, according to those in the know, has been fascinating to watch. Some younger talents reportedly see this change as an opportunity, hoping it might open the door for meaningful programs with Punk that could elevate their own careers. Working with a performer of Punk's stature can be career-defining, and the possibility of a well-crafted feud or storyline is enticing. At the same time, there are veterans who remain cautious, remembering how volatile situations involving Punk have become in the past. For them, the key question isn't whether the new direction sounds good on paper, but whether it will be executed smoothly without causing unnecessary friction. It's also worth noting that WWE's leadership structure today is different from what it was during Punk's previous run. This change in management style and creative philosophy may be contributing to a more flexible, collaborative approach. Sources suggest that there is a greater emphasis on communication and conflict resolution, which could help prevent issues from spiraling out of control. If true, this environment might be better suited to handling a complex personality like CM Punk, allowing his strengths to shine while mitigating potential problems. As word of the reported change spread backstage, conversations reportedly became more animated. Some people were surprised that the shift happened today rather than closer to a major event, interpreting the timing as a sign that WWE wants to get ahead of any potential issues. Others saw it as a proactive move, designed to set the tone for the next phase of programming. Regardless of interpretation, one thing is clear, CM Punk remains a central figure in WWE's plans, and any adjustment involving him is taken seriously at every level of the company. From a fan perspective, this development adds another layer of intrigue to an already unpredictable wrestling landscape. CM Punk thrives on uncertainty, and so do his supporters. The idea that his direction has changed sparks speculation about new feuds, unexpected alliances, and moments that could redefine his current run. Wrestling fans are storytellers at heart, constantly piecing together clues and imagining what comes next. This reported change gives them plenty to talk about, debate, and anticipate. There is also the question of how this new direction might affect Punk's on-screen character. Will he lean more into the rebellious, anti-establishment persona that made him famous, or will WWE present a more reflective, seasoned version of CM Punk? Backstage chatter suggests that the company is open to exploring both sides, allowing Punk to evolve naturally rather than forcing him into a single mold. This kind of character depth is rare in wrestling, and when done right, it can create some of the most memorable moments in the industry. Another element being discussed is how this change could influence major upcoming storylines. While specifics remain closely guarded, there is speculation that Punk's revised direction could intersect with multiple top-level narratives. This doesn't necessarily mean immediate confrontations or headline matches, but rather subtle threads that gradually weave Punk into the broader fabric of WWE programming. This approach aligns with the idea of long-term storytelling and suggests that patience will be rewarded with bigger payoffs down the line. Backstage, the mood surrounding this change is said to be cautiously hopeful. Wrestling is a business built on trust, and trust is something that has been tested repeatedly when it comes to CM Punk. Still, there is a sense that this time could be different if everyone involved commits to clear communication and shared goals. WWE's willingness to adjust direction rather than stubbornly sticking to a plan that may not be working is seen by some as a positive sign of growth and adaptability. For CM Punk himself, this moment represents yet another chapter in a career defined by reinvention. Few wrestlers have experienced such dramatic highs and lows, such passionate support and intense criticism. A change in direction, especially one reportedly handled with professionalism and mutual respect, could be exactly what Punk needs to solidify his place in this era of WWE. It gives him a chance to remind fans and critics alike why his voice still matters and why his presence still commands attention. As the day comes to a close, the full impact of this reported change has yet to be felt on screen, but the ripple effects are already spreading. Conversations continue backstage, fans speculate online, and the wrestling world waits to see how theory translates into practice. In an industry where perception often becomes reality, the way this shift is executed will determine whether it's remembered as a smart adjustment or a missed opportunity. What remains undeniable is that CM Punk continues to be one of the most compelling figures in professional wrestling. A simple report about a change in his direction is enough to dominate discussion and stir emotion, and that alone speaks to his lasting influence. WWE knows this, the locker room knows this, and the fans certainly know this. The challenge now is turning that influence into stories that resonate, moments that endure, and a run that feels complete rather than chaotic. In the end, today's reported change isn't just about CM Punk. It's about WWE's willingness to evolve, to listen, and to adapt in a constantly shifting landscape. It's about finding the balance between star power and storytelling, between past legacy and future potential. And most of all, it's about reminding everyone why wrestling, at its best, is a living, breathing narrative that never truly stands still. As we watch this new chapter unfold, one thing is certain, all eyes will be on CM Punk, and every move he makes will be analyzed, debated, and remembered. The road ahead may be uncertain, but that uncertainty is exactly what keeps wrestling thrilling. Stay tuned, because the story is far from over, and the next twist could be just around the corner. Follow, subscribe, and like.